How you doing, everybody? This is Let's Be Real Brian. Today I'm gonna be talking about the most underrated horror film of all time, 2007's Trick or Treat. This movie had no theatrical release when it came out. It actually came to Blu-ray, DVD in 2009, but it was at some of these small film festivals and some of these press screenings in 2007. So this movie did not get the love it deserved. I don't know what happened to the distribution of this movie, but it's just very unfortunate that we couldn't get a theatrical release and people would go out and see this movie, because a matter of fact, I had never seen this movie or even heard of it until about last year. My buddy Devin recommended this movie to me, and so I was like, you know what, this year I need to watch it, and my goodness, I'm so glad I did. Let's start off with all the positives, because it's gonna be all positives in this one. I love the themes and I love the atmosphere this movie creates. It is the perfect Halloween movie. It's the perfect cinematography from this movie. It's dark, it's bright, it's colorful with the costumes, and you just feel like you're immersed into this movie. You feel like this is like what you would think of when you think of Halloween. What I love so much is the anthology style. It's not necessarily new, but it does such a fresh take on the anthology style, where you have all these 5 intersecting stories that all come together in some way or fashion, some not as much as others, but they're all kind of different stories set in this time frame of sorts, and it is so good. I know that anthology films aren't particularly my favorite. I like that, original standard narrative film that has that 3-act structure, but this film feels like it needs to be this way, and it works so much more effective this way. And the movie's so fast, there's always something happening on screen, and so that's why I was so entertained watching this movie. The whole Trick or Treat really does play into this movie, as they really do play tricks on you the whole movie. You think it's one way, and it really isn't at all. A lot of deceptions in this movie, and I think that was a very bold writing choice for this film. Also, you have the great and lovable Sam. He is such an horror icon that I've seen everywhere and needs to be everywhere. Sam is absolutely creepy. I love his costume design. It is absolutely perfect. He definitely has some of the best scenes in the whole movie. I really love that intersecting story where all of it does come together in some way or another, but you don't realize it while you're watching it, and that is such the great part about it. The movie is really diabolical. I mean, there's some really crazy, screwed up things, almost like a Black Mirror episode, but put that with Halloween. I was very impressed and very shocked of how disturbing and really scary at some points of this movie are. That is what I want from a Halloween movie, is to be disturbed, scared, and just left kind of uneasy while watching it. Editing and directing is absolutely on point, as well as the writing. There are just massive standouts in this movie because they really do capture that Halloween vibe. I think that is exactly what writer-director Michael Dougherty was trying to go for in this movie. If you haven't listened to the main titles of this movie, you gotta check it out. It's on Apple Music, it's on Spotify. It's definitely one of my favorites to listen during the Halloween season. Costume design and makeup is really, really great in this movie, and I can't necessarily reveal why that is, but there are so many great practical props and costumes that look so good and so real, and that are part of the tricks in this movie that I was really impressed by. If I'm gonna go with literally any negatives of this movie, it's gonna be little tiny things that just don't keep it from a 10. Whether some storylines I feel like could have been worked better into the whole front. A couple storylines in here that once you get to the end of the film, they all intersect. You're like, wow, that's pretty crazy. But there's a couple that feel like they could have been worked better, or I feel like there could have been a little bit more meat to it, I guess. But that's me really nitpicking. Also, I think this movie could have been longer, because once this movie ends, you're like, what? I wanted more of this movie. Come on, give me more of Trick or Treat. I can definitely say I am ready for a sequel if Michael Dougherty and Warner Brothers ever decide to go ahead and do a sequel. This is a must-watch for the Halloween season. I honestly might watch this again. I'm not a rewatch kind of person, like watching the same movie in the same month, but It might happen because I truly love this movie. I'm gonna give this movie a 9 out of 10. Let me know, guys, have you seen Trick or Treat? Do you guys think it's the most underrated horror film of all time? Do you guys like it? Do you guys not like it? Let me know down below. As always, please like, share the video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. It means the world to me. You guys are liking my videos. Subscribe to my channel. You guys are the best. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.